The Doctor Who universe is the wildest one we've seen yet. Let's see how it's going to shake out. Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day, and I hope that you are ready to lock into a conversation about the Doctor Who Commander decks. I tend to think that the Doctor Who Commander decks are going to be on the more edgy side of the conversation revolving around Magic the Gathering and Universes Beyond. So I want to have a conversation about it. I was just putting up all the pre-orders on my website over at GameGrove.gg. So if you are interested in that product, you can check it out there. This video is sponsored by my little business that I'm trying to run. So yeah, Doctor Who Universes Beyond. There is so much to extrapolate, to talk about with this product, because the Universes Beyond Commander decks and product line, take out your emotions and the feelings that you have on what Magic the Gathering should be. I mean, like, check out this art. Like, it's just gorgeous, right? It's just cool. It's fantasy. And it's its own IP and its own world, and take out your emotions on what Universes Beyond has done to that. And Universes Beyond has been so successful. Warhammer decks were fun to play. The pod of it was amazing, and you could pick up those Warhammer decks and go to just about any pod in your local game store, other than like the super CEH, power level 9 tables, and play and have fun. And the Lord of the Rings decks were the same thing. I remember the first time a Food and Fellowship deck popped in to a pod, I was like, oh my gosh, that thing's strong. It looks like they're having fun to play, and they are keeping up with all of our decks that we kind of custom built. And the decks for Universes Beyond have been so good, but they've all fit into the fantasy world, in my opinion. The high fantasy kind of elves and warriors and wizards, it's all fit into that. And now you have Doctor Who, which doesn't fit into the category of like the Magic the Gathering world. And so I think that this is going to be a more contentious release than the other ones. But don't get emotional about it, because I think there are some really, really cool things in here. Every single one of these commander decks has 50 new cards. That is a big statement. There's a full-on collector box for this set. This is not a small deal in the Magic the Gathering community. There are going to be cards here that are really good and really sought after, and people are going to see the way that they work and they interact with the other realms of Magic the Gathering. And that is going to be my question mark for this product. I always try to, like, when I'm talking on the channel, I always try to ask, what does success look like for this product? And for Doctor Who Commander set and collector boxes, the question is, are they fun and good? Are they good to play? I think there's a secondary question there, which is like, are they good to play in a pod? And we've talked about that on the channel. That's why we do kind of the Commander live streams, is to try to see this idea of when you sit down at a table with 4 people, and we'll try to do this so make sure you subscribe and stuff, because we'll try to do this for the Doctor Who decks when they come out. But we usually get them like the weekend early, so we get to stream. You get to see them live on the channel, which is kind of fun. Anyway, so the question is, in a pod, are they fun? And that's great, and that matters, because there's going to be a lot of people who pick these up and keep them in a pod, and they love Doctor Who, they watch it with their family, they're going to play Commander. That community exists, and that will help sell some product. But the bigger range of this is, can you pick up one and then go sit at a table? I think like with the Warhammer and the Lord of the Rings decks, the big win was they were a little bit beyond a power level of a typical pre-constructed deck, and you could take them to a pod and really do well. And I think that is the win, is if it's fun and if it's a good deck. I don't think we have to worry about the idea that it's Doctor Who. I think most people are beyond that. Not on YouTube. I'm sure the comment sections will hate that, to be honest, but I think a lot of people are just like, yeah, play with whatever you want, have fun, and that tends to be the typical attitude around a commander table. So for me, I don't see this stuff going the way of Lord of the Rings. I don't see this becoming a really high demand product that everybody's coming out of the woodwork for. You know, that kind of happened with Lord of the Rings. People came out of the woodwork who played Pokemon, who played White Shorts, who played all these other games, came out of the woodwork to engage with the Lord of the Rings set. I don't see that happening with Doctor Who. But what happened with Warhammer was that people were like, I don't want to play with Warhammer cards. And then they saw the decks and the way that they played, and they saw the fun that people were having engaging with it. And that's when we saw this kind of increase in price, and we saw how strong like the Necrons deck was, and we saw this increase in demand due to the gameplay. And so this is one of those weird circumstances where I think the initial demand is going to be lower, but it's going to pick up when the cards get on the table, and when people actually start seeing synergies, that if they start seeing synergies that they can create with the cards, I think you're going to see the demand rise and grow with this one. So for me as a store, this seems like a riskier type of product. Now I am personally falling back on the idea of 50 new commander cards in each deck is going to drive a lot of singles sales, whether or not you want to buy the individual deck. So I actually ordered enough that I can fully cover kind of what I anticipate locally and kind of online with patrons and stuff. But then I'm also going to, I have enough to break down for some singles and kind of evaluate that, because that's been really good for these commander decks over the last 4 or 5 releases. Is breaking down commander decks for singles has been highly workable and profitable as an LGS. It's a lot of time, but it really isn't that bad because you know exactly what you're going to get. It's really easy to list the cards. So at the end of the day, as a consumer, I think you got to just look, does this look fun and engaging, and kind of keep your eye on that, because I think this is going to be, with 50 new commander cards, they have to have put stuff in this that is like, I don't anticipate we get 50 new commander cards and they're just like different named tapped lands, right? Like I anticipate there will be 3 or 4 cards that really stick out from the rest, that we start seeing increase in value because of their synergies, not necessarily in the Doctor Who set, but outside. So anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. Let me know where you are in terms of are you okay with Doctor Who being in Magic the Gathering? How much does that take you out of your experience for Magic the Gathering? That was a hard hurdle for me to get over. I don't know if it's just that I'm a store owner, so I just kind of have to get over it. And so like, here I am over it. Or if I've just kind of warmed up to the idea that this will be the first one that rubbed me a little bit the wrong way, and this won't be the last one. And so like, you just got to deal with it. But hope you have yourself a fantastic day. If you are looking up to pick up this product, head on over to gamegrove.gg where you can pick it up on pre-order and we'll ship it out to you. Have yourselves a great day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.